So in this video I will talk about two different topics, and the first one is the Jewish people, and let me go straight ahead. So the Jewish people, they will have a quite important rule in these last days. And now you could ask yourself and say, hey Basim, aren't we granted into the Jewish tribe, and doesn't we also as Christian belong to God's people? Well, somehow yes, but it is still like the Jewish people, they have special promises and we have some other promises, and also we have other rule like they have. Let me show you two different scripture to get this a little bit more clearer. So if we will go to the book of Daniel, we can see in Daniel 10 and 14, the angel tells to Daniel and he says, see, this is what will happen to your people. So in this moment, the angel and God, he were talking to Daniel and he were telling him what will happen to the Jewish people. So whenever we will read the book of Daniel, we will realize, hey, this is specially written for the Jewish people. But let me give you another example, and this is a little bit more complicated. Matthew 24, it is about Jesus, and Jesus, he is talking to his disciples. And of course, we know whenever Jesus, we were talking, we will say, okay, whatever Jesus say, this belongs to me, and we will take these words and take them really serious. But let us have a little bit a closer look what Jesus is talking and to who is he talking. First of all, he's talking to his disciples. The second thing is his disciples. So they were Jewish. During this moment, there were no Christian till now. So he were talking to his Jewish disciple, but he were giving them details what is more for the tribe of Israel than for the Gentile Christian. Let me show you this in one example. Matthew 24:16. So here Jesus warns the Jewish people and he says, hey, whenever you will see the stature of the Antichrist, whoever in this moment is in Judah, you better flee on the mountains. So if you are living in America or in Canada, or you're from South Africa or Singapore or wherever on the world, and you will read this and will say, well, you know what, Judah is so far away from me. So it is really for me, because this is so specific. It says, hey, whoever is in Judah, you better flee to the mountains. No, this is really specific for the Jewish people. You could say now, okay, Basim, good thing, let me take this page out of my Bible and I have lesser stuff to read. No, but I don't do that, because especially Matthew 24 is so important for us also to understand what will happen in these last days. Let us have a look what God is going to do with the Jewish people. So in the beginning of these last days, God will choose 144,000 people, and these people, he will save them and he will protect them so that the devil cannot do anything to them, that they are completely protected under God's hand. And he will bring them to the desert, and there he will supply for them for the whole time, and he will carry them just through this time. But these are only 144,000 people what God has chosen. So the other people, they are still in Jerusalem, they are still around in the temple where the Antichrist is, where he's doing his sacrifices and all the things, and they are getting really confused because somehow they are praying maybe to the Antichrist. They even believe that the Antichrist, that he is their Messiah. And after 3.5 years, the whole atmosphere will change, and a lot of these people, maybe they will realize and will say, oh no, this cannot be the Messiah, because now he says from himself that he is God, and then they will maybe turn their back to the Antichrist, and this will freak the Antichrist out. So then the persecution will be quite hard for these Jewish people, and even God will judge his people, and he will hit them so hard that it is like they are his own enemy. And after a while, the Antichrist, he will go out to the whole nations and get all the armies together to fight against these Jewish people and to kill them. But thank God he will come in the right moment and he will save his people. Here we come to our second topic, and this is about the people who are screaming about justice because they got killed during these last days. Let us check out Revelation 6:11, and in this says, "Then each of them was given a white robe, and they were told to wait a little bit longer until the full number of their followers, servants, their brothers and sisters were killed just as they had been." How does it come that still in these last days people will get saved? Well, could it be that these are maybe the leftover from the church from Laodicea? To be honest, I don't believe that they will get it. Maybe one or two or some of them, they will still get it and they will repent and they will get really serious when it comes to their faith. But if they didn't do it before, I don't believe that they will do it this time. But okay, let us not focus on them. Let us much more focus on the two witnesses who God will send on earth, because they will preach the gospel all over the nations. These two witnesses, they are like prophets and they have a lot of power to judge the people and also to do big miracles. And wherever they will go, so they have the possibility to stop the rain and to say, hey, during the days where we are talking here, there won't be any rain. Through their miracles and through their prophecies, a lot of people, they will come to Christ, because it was always like this. When prophets started to prophesy, hey, that people realized, wow, there is a power going out from them, and then they gave their life to Jesus. And maybe you remember when I said, hey, in the beginning, that the gospel was now preached to all the nations. But you know, there is a difference between a nation and tribe, and then even to each personality. But what I see is that these two witnesses, they will preach the gospel not only to the nations, but to each person, because everyone on the whole world will know them. And the most of the people, they will even hate them, because they are bringing so much judgment on the earth. And they have the power from God to do everything and whatever they want. And all the things what they are doing, nothing from these is written in the book of Revelation. Then after 3.5 years, something will happen. So the Antichrist, he will have the chance to kill these two witnesses. And it says they will lie down in the holy city, what is Jerusalem, and then 3.5 days, the whole nations, everyone will see them. I think they will put just like a lot of webcams on them, and they will celebrate, and they will even give each other gifts. We see now how famous these guys are. But after 3.5 days, something will happen, that God will raise them up to life, and he will take them up to heaven in the front of all the cameras, in the front of all the peoples, and the people will realize who is God. And these are exact the same part after the 3.5 years. And then you know what will happen with the Antichrist. We heard it in the last video. And then he will change his whole mindset. And what I see, and my opinion is from the Bible, after the 3.5 years, there won't be any more people who come to faith. Why? Because the two witnesses, they already spread the good news all over the nation. And now we will just see the time of judgment. Even in the judgment, we see the people, they are not bowing down their knees and asking God for forgiveness, but much more, they are shouting against him, and they are just angry and cruising against God. So this time will be just the time of judgment. But for all the young believers who are still alive till this moment, they have to go through their last challenge. And this is about the sign of the beast, because they have to decide, are they taking the sign of the beast, or are they saying, no, we will stand against it? And then it could happen that they will die like their brothers and sisters who died before, till the number will be fulfilled, and then Jesus will come back on earth. Wow, isn't our God merciful that even in these last days He will send out His witnesses so that everyone had the possibility to give his life to Jesus. If you didn't subscribe my channel till now, then just subscribe and hit the bell so you won't miss any video anymore. I'm looking forward to see you in my next video, and it is all about the accuser of the brothers, and this will be a quite interesting video. You shouldn't miss it. See you there.